Hololive lore. Each Hololive VTuber has their respective backstories. I have wondered how strong each character is. Not the talents, but the characters based on lore. So today, I'm going to answer this question. A tier list on how powerful each character is in lore. The video is split into many parts, each of different Hololive generations. If I put them all into one video, it'll be probably more than 2 hours long and my brain will definitely explode. So how I define how powerful each character is based on 7 tiers. We first have the non-combatant tier. These are the characters that have minimal or do not have any combat capabilities, or that they did not have any fighting training. Their combat ability is equal to or lower than that of an average adult. The next one is the combatant tier. This tier consists of those who are capable of combat, or have the physical attributes to reasonably defeat an adult, or have equal chances to do so. Then we have the above human tier, and it takes on an army tier. The former being those that can effortlessly defeat a single human, or that a human must use specialized weapons or prerequisite knowledge to defeat. And the latter can even challenge an army. Think guns, jets or tanks. Also, no humans will be placed in the above human tier or higher. Since if one is a human, can they even be above human? Well, actually you can, but we will get to them in future videos, along with the 3 higher tiers. The positions within the tier list do not show comparison. For example, 2 combatants may not be stronger or weaker than the other. Moreover, each character can have weapons or tools that are reasonable within their lore. For example, a medieval knight may have a sword, shield, or a mace, but not an assault rifle. This range is quite broad, but I hope it keeps things interesting. In this video, I'll first get into the power scaling of the 0th and 1st generations of Hololive. Tokinosora, the first Hololive member. In the lore, she is a normal girl that became an idol. She simply goes in the non-combatant tier, as she does not have any special abilities, nor does the lore suggest that she has combat abilities. Also, among Hololive idols, she is of the more modest and say-so side, so I would also think that these attribute to less violent tendencies and kill intent. For these reasons, I will put her in the non-combatant tier. Roboco is a robot. Before diving deeper into the lore, I had a preconception that she would be a Terminator-type robot, only programmed to be a cute robot waifu, but would still be capable of combat. But then I saw that she is actually a lonely, clunky robot from a faraway wasteland. This is quite the disappointment to that of my imagination, but hey, she's still pretty good. Since she is capable of all human movement, but is a robot, she will have a higher defense and resistance compared to humans. So I think when fistfighting a human, she would come victorious in most cases. Roboco goes in the combatant tier. Suisei. She is an 18-year-old idol. In some streams, she does show psychopathic tendencies. Psychopath. Suisei in Japanese means comet. Also, her age, according to her recent birthday post, says that she is actually 18.4 years old. That's pretty weird. In another instance, she said that she ages 1 year in every 250 human years. Now we know humans don't live to 250 years, let alone aging every quarter millennia. If we do the math, that means she is 4,600 years old. That's pretty old. Now as we know, minerals can get pretty old, so there is a reason to believe that Suisei is a comet materialized into a human-like idol. Now comets, they don't do much damage to Earth, as they burn up when they go into the atmosphere. So we have a 4,600-year-old psychopathic comet that is skilled with an axe, and you may think that I will put her in a combatant tier. But wait, there's more. A case could be made that the comet is burnt up in the atmosphere, so it isn't fair, and the fight should be taking place in the vacuum of space. Well, for that, in my initial definition, any character can have tools that they reasonably can possess. Since humans live on Earth, they do have a compelling reason to use the atmosphere. However, if the human were to fight a comet in the vacuum of space, comets are still very heavy, with one suggesting to be of 500 trillion kilograms, while a human only usually weighing at 62 kilograms. So I still think the comet is at least above human, still not quite destructive enough. Moreover, she has the alternate male persona, meteor. So what about a meteor? A meteor is a space rock or meteoroid that enters the Earth's atmosphere. As the space rock falls towards Earth, the resistance or drag of the air on the rock makes it extremely hot. That's pretty dangerous, and in fact that is what wiped out the dinosaurs billions of years ago. If one day a murderous meteor were to hit Earth, we would all be doomed. So a case could be made that she can go beyond the takes on an army tier, maybe beings that would be humanity ending. However, since Suisei has to summon a different persona for this to possibly happen, and comets aren't really generally dangerous with the aid of the atmosphere, I think it will be reasonable to put her in the takes on an army tier. Atsuki. She was once a diva and transported into the virtual world. Even though she does not age, staying at a young age of 18, it does not imply that she is a combat-capable person. As opposed to Suisei, where her age is related to her being a comet, Atsuki's doesn't. Even though it is said that she is isekai'd from another world, not enough evidence is shown that she could be combat-trained or possess special powers. Therefore, she will go in the non-combatant tier. Sakura Miko. She is a shrine maiden. She became an idol in the words of God. Now we don't know who this God figure is, but we will see more of God's shadows in future videos. For now, not much is talked about, and all we know is that God told Miko, "You will become an idol." And Miko said, "Yes." Still, not much is said about who this God is, or whether Miko has been bestowed combat powers. Plus, she is an elite gamer. I think she goes in the non-combatant tier. Aki. She is half-elf, half-siren, and a siren lures sailors with enchanting music in Greek mythology? I don't know, but what interests me is her thighs. I mean the ability of her thighs. You see, in Holograffiti, a slice-of-life show of the Hololive girls, we see Aki pull out poison liquid and even a magically disappeared Subaru from her thighs. That begs the question, what is the limit of that ability? Can she pull out guns? Maybe even radioactive materials or bombs? Can she even pull out other fighters to fight for her? I would assume not, since we are still yet to see that in action. Besides, her twin tails are seen to be capable of incapacitating its targets. Though her poison water would be pretty devastating, I wouldn't rate this ability to be able to defeat a modern army, as the army would be able to adapt, maybe with poison-resistant suits or breathing masks. Therefore, I will still put her in the above-human tier with her poisons and twin-tail attacks. Maybe I'll make a video theory crafting her capabilities, but right now, this is where she will be. Fubuki. She's a cat. I mean, fox. Foxes are not very aggressive or predatory towards humans, so you might think I would put Fubuki in the non-combatant tier. However, here's one instance I pull out the Hololive alternative teaser. This teaser gives a more visual understanding of what Hololive thinks each character is capable of. In one section, Fubuki and Mio battle Ayame, and we can see that Fubuki is capable of fighting with a katana. This is solid evidence that Fubuki is deserving of the combatant tier, though foxes are still pretty weak against humans, so she can't go any higher than this tier. Matsuri. She's a normal schoolgirl. Akai Hato is a normal schoolgirl. Nothing much to say here. She goes in the non-combatant tier. Mel. She is a vampire. As seen from many vampire movies, these blood-sucking monsters are pretty powerful. Strong body, high agility, and heal when damaged. Many don't even die of age, and some rely on human blood to prolong their lives. However, Mel is different. She is a vampire, but does not consume human blood. I am not sure if this means she is weaker than your typical vampires, but I will give the benefit of the doubt that she has those vampire powers and place her in the above human tier, since she would be quite strong but does have her notable weaknesses. Besides, since she does not consume human blood, I doubt she will bite others to infect them into vampires. With her vampire powers, along with her clear weaknesses, maybe garlic or sunlight, and seeing movies of humans defeating them, I think Mel sits comfortably in the above human tier, superior to a human, but still unable to defeat an army.